Wednesday, July 2nd. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for a brief moment of silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ooh, sorry. All right, thank you. Everybody else sits for the No, Bay doesn't. All right, roll call. Ward 1, Ms. Gamble's here. Ward 2, Mr. Richardson's here. Ward 3, Ms. LaFontaine is here. Ward 4, Mr. Clark is here. City Clerk Secretary Lisa Blanchard, the Mayor, and City Attorney Ronnie Arkeeks. Item number 4, Mayor's comments. Motion to amend and finalize the agenda with the addition changes of items 8B-3 and 4 and 8E-5 on the consent agenda.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Mr. Clark moves, Ward 4, Ward 2 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Item B, proclamation by the Rotary Club of Bay St. Louis declaring July 2025 as Rotary Club of Bay St. Louis Centennial Month in recognition of the club's 100 years of service. I got a proclamation here. You wanna read it? All right. Proclamation honoring the 100th anniversary of the Rotary Club of Bay St. Louis. Whereas the Rotary Club of Bay St. Louis was chartered in July 1925 and has for 100 years faithfully lived out the Rotary motto of service above self through an enduring commitment to service, fellowship, leadership, and community advancement. And whereas throughout its century-long history, the Rotary Club of Bay St. Louis has played a significant role in uplifting the citizens of Hancock County, responding to the needs of the time with compassion, volunteerism, and forward-thinking initiatives that have shaped the civic and social fabric of our region. And whereas the club's work spans the 5 avenues of service: club, vocation, community, international, and youth, and includes scholarships for local students, disaster recovery efforts after Hurricane Katrina, sponsorship of youth leadership training programs, and support for literacy and early childhood education, and investments in public health initiatives. And whereas members of the club have given thousands of volunteer hours, contributing generously to the Rotary Foundation and local causes, and fostered civic leadership and ethical business practices among generations of community members. And whereas the Rotary Club of Bay St. Louis have embraced partnerships with local schools, nonprofits, municipalities, and international efforts such as polio eradication, clean water access, peace building, demonstrating the global reach and local impact of Rotary. And whereas the club celebrates its 100th anniversary, it honors its founding members, past presidents, and Rotarians, past and present, whose dedication has made a meaningful and lasting difference in the lives of others. And whereas the citizens of Waveland are grateful for the Rotary Club of Bay St. Louis and its century of steadfast service, integrity, and compassion that continues to enhance the well-being of all who call Hancock County home. Now therefore I, Mayor Trapani, Mayor of the City of Waveland, do hereby proclaim the month of July 2025 as Rotary Club of Bay St. Louis Centennial Month in Waveland. Encourage all residents to join in recognizing and celebrating the extraordinary achievements and enduring legacy of this remarkable organization. Anybody from the Rotary?
Oh.
You wanna take this? Come on up. Cam.
I'm surprised nobody else is here.
Huh?
They all thought it was last night, so.
Oh.
Y'all came last night?
No, I don't know if they showed up.
Oh, no, they
Last
didn't.
night.
Tommy did.
I was with Rachel, Tommy did. Rachel didn't. She was with me last night.
And y'all are involved invited July 26th at the Bay St. Louis Community Center. We're having a big dinner, Rome 20s event, so.
What time? What time?
I think it's at 6:30, but
Okay.
we'll get back to it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Item C, I wanted to provide a update on the Garfield Ladner Pier. Ronnie's gonna jump in if I stumble. We met again with MEMA this past week. Had 4 representatives of MEMA. The argument, it's not even an argument, discussion was over the scope of work that needed to be done. Originally, the scope of work didn't include everything that needed to be repaired, and we tried to submit the complete job. And MEMA has suggested that we just go with the original scope of work. There's some things that aren't really that expensive that we probably can come up with the money as a city to pay. There's a couple of things we had to get straight, that if we did come up with money, they weren't gonna deduct it from what FEMA's gonna give us. But they just feel like this was the easiest way to move the pier forward, is to go with the original scope of work that was done in, what, 2020, 21? When Zeta happened. So, MEMA has the scope of work. They're putting it into the portal, the grants portal, and waiting for FEMA to give okay on it. Once FEMA gives okay, we should be able to go back out to bid.
Did they say what kind of timeline, Mayor, for them to give their okay?
Weeks instead of months, because see, what had happened was part of the agreement to go back to defining the scope was to eliminate the mitigation project that should have never been really submitted or approved in the first place. And we were willing to do that, provided we could get the scope right and get their approval on the bid documents before we went back out this time, so we didn't have that problem. And so that's why it circled back to just trying, so when we went to look at the original scope, it had some quantities that we believed needed to be in there that weren't in there. And so that's the request. We've got the base amount already agreed upon. It's just a matter of a couple of quantities of linear feet of railing and a pavilion or two that they omitted on the end.
Those shade structures on
But
the pier.
when we looked at the cost to just quit arguing and move forward compared to what the cost of the delays are, that's why what we did was we agreed to the PW scope with a request to add those two remaining undisputed items, but a commitment to move forward. So Jason has resubmitted the information to support why that linear footage should be in there, and has started working on the bid documents now.
With that being FEMA funded, could we, after it's done, could we use state funds for?
We can use other funding
Doing the
sources, whether
pavilions.
it's state, whether it's local dollars. We can use other, and that was part of the discussion last week, was making sure FEMA didn't pop up after the fact, and that's why we want everything reviewed and approved before, and say, oh wait, we're gonna de-obligate the
It could be
FEMA
used,
funds to
yeah.
the degree you're putting local funds, but we hashed that out last week.
So we're trying to remove all roadblocks to moving forward. And, that's why we have a few dollars in Thailand funds that we can use to do some of these repairs that we need to,
But
that aren't gonna be covered by the scope of
Jason's
work.
already working on the revised bid documents to move forward.
And before we put it out to bid, we're gonna get the blessing
Yeah.
from MEMA and FEMA before we put it out to bid. So, it's a large project, so they pay actual cost, right?
Correct.
On the
It's
on
an
the large-
actual cost.
Yeah, it's an actual cost. So if they say it's $2.5 million worth of damage just on the pier, and it comes in at 3, they'll actually pay the 3.
If it comes in at 1 instead of 2, they're gonna pay that too.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I haven't
I don't
seen
think
that
that's gonna happen.
situation, but
yeah.
Okay.
it's an actual cost, brother.
Any other questions on the pier? All right, I gave y'all, emailed each one of you individually a little spreadsheet on city projects with the last column, tried to make some updates and notes. Does anybody have any questions on those? Anything?
I didn't see it, Mayor. I just pulled it up though. I see it here.
You need one?
No, it's in the email.
Oh, sure.
Julie provided, Julie Burt provided the spreadsheet. I just added the notes in the last column. But Julie's tracking everything with all the different projects. Y'all need a wanna save questions for next meeting, or?
Yeah,
We'll
that's,
take a look at it in the
Okay.
next meeting.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to get this in your hands, because I know periodically y'all all ask about the projects and where we stand. We've asked Jason to give us a monthly update, if there's anything that changes on any of these projects, and we've asked the same of Covington, to, be in touch with us on a monthly basis and give us updates. So we'll try to include this spreadsheet in the packet, especially if there's a change, if anything. Okay? All right, item E under Mayor's comments. Discuss proposed new playground at the corner of McLaurin, St. Anthony, and Fellgrass Streets. We have all that property by the PD. There's a lot right next to the PD that people park when we have court days on Thursdays, but they're a lot closest on the corner. There's a lot of children moving into that neighborhood, to the St. Anthony, Fellgrass, all those streets up in that area. And what generated this was some requests to move Wilcox equipment to other locations. We tried taking it apart, we can't take it apart.
Too
So-
bad a shape.
Yeah.
So, Willie has put into his budget, if you guys agree this is something y'all wanna move forward with, Willie's gonna put into his budget to purchase some new playground equipment. He's getting pricing on fencing that lot in, and creating a parking area out there for another city playground.
That's right, is that right at the corner?
Yeah, all the
To
streets
the
come-
right-hand side?
right when the streets come together,
Yeah.
South of the police station. We own the city owns all that land.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna put some culverts in the ditches and, try to make it nice as we can.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a playground over towards that way.
Okay. All right, item F, motion to ratify declaration of emergency on Friday, July 20th, 2025, with a 2-inch gas line break expelling large quantities of gas in the vicinity of 314 Coleman, posing a dangerous situation to citizens and businesses in that entire area.
No move.
What's the
Mayor,
result?
should that be June 20?
Yeah, June instead
I'm
of July.
sorry, June.
July hadn't
Yes.
happened yet,
Oh.
as far as I know.
So what happened when we were trying to run gas to Ricky's Restaurant, we found out there was a break further up the road. And so we had to declare emergency because gas was just spewing. I came to City Hall one day and all the doors were open, exterior doors was open, because the gas was actually
it's horrible.
in City Hall. We had the gas smell. So we had to declare an emergency and get it fixed. And DNA today reconcreted the 2 areas that they had to tear up to fix the gas line. So I got a motion from Ward 3
I'll
and
second.
a second from 2. All right. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes,
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0. Item 5, Alderman's comments. Ms. Gamble.
the only thing I have, we have a guest with us. He is the commander of the American Legion Post 77 in Waveland, and he wants to extend an invitation to us. This is Commander James LaFleur.
Come on up, Mr. LaFleur.
Good afternoon, appreciate it. I'm here today to, I guess, not only invite all of our city leaders, but to come and say thank you from the veterans in American Legion Post 77 for what our city does for all of our veterans. Sometimes things go unnoticed. We don't miss very much as veterans. I want to say thank you for what you guys have done for our memorial out there, concreting around our burn pit, putting the handrails back up. It means a lot to a lot of us. I want to say thank you to the mayor and the aldermen who do the cruising the coast and who help us put the flags up on the holidays. We get a lot of comments about that when that place is wrapped in flags. It does really look good. I do have some invitations. State Representative Brent Anderson worked on a State Bill 2468, and he was able to capture $150,000 worth of grant money for veteran organizations in Hancock County. And American Legion Post 77 was fortunate to get a fifth of that, $30,000. And it was for post improvements. During Zeta, we had roof damage and our sign was destroyed. I'm sure most of you have probably noticed the new sign that we have put out front, a digital sign. That sign is not only the American Legion sign, but it's also the city of Waveland's also. We extend our hand out to the city. If you guys are having an event or if there's something going on in our city, if you let me or the adjutant know, or Miss Rhonda Gamble, we will put it on there. We will advertise it for us free of charge for our community as a community service. But I do have some invitations. It's July the 19th at 1700 at American Legion Post 77 at 503 Waveland Avenue. And if you could, RSVP so we can get a head count. And we will be inviting some other members, of course, from the state also, just to show our appreciation and thanks to not only our city, our county, but to the state and the men and women who have gathered this grant for us. I appreciate it.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
They've been
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Ms. Gamble, anything else?
No, that's all. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, Mr. Richardson.
Yes, sir, I got just one thing. There's been a lot of questions and concerns about our beach handicap ramp. I've reached out to beach maintenance, and with Fourth of July coming up, even though I think design is the cause, we're never gonna stop the sand from building on it, but they will be tackling that tomorrow and clearing it off for the weekend, but by next month, it's probably gonna be full of sand again, but at least we'll have it clear for this weekend.
Okay, all right. And who'd you speak to, county or to?
County.
County,
Yep.
all right, thank you. All right, is that it?
That's it,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you. Mr. LaFontaine?
No, Mayor, I got with you on everything that I had prior.
All
Thank
right, thank you, Mr. Clark.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
All right, thanks. Public comments, we got one, Clarence Harris.
Clarence Harris, I'd like to say good evening to the board, to the audience. I wanted to come up and thank the city for the Juneteenth celebration and your support. Thank the mayor and my alderman, Mr. Richards, for attending and participating. It was a wonderful event. It was hot. We had a little emergency event that happened, and Mr. Richardson and the mayor kind of got involved in that, and we got that taken care of real quick. Guy fell out, but it wasn't nothing major. And I'd like to thank the police department, the fire department as usual with their training. So it was a really good event, and helping hands, and the community appreciate Waveland's city being a part of it. We thank you for that. I have one other thing that I hope y'all permit me to say this. I was a little, I guess as a citizen of Waveland, I was kind of disappointed. Yesterday, on Tuesday, at the depot in Bay St. Louis, you know, they made the announcement about the Amtrak, and I didn't see anyone from the city. And to represent our city, I just felt like as a citizen that someone from our city officials should have been there too, because that is a part of this county, Bay St. Louis, Waveland, whether we agree with it or think it's gonna work or not, citizens probably use it. And I'm sure that a lot of citizens probably have contacted the city to see when it's gonna move, what's the price. And so I just think as a citizen that someone from the city should have been a part of that event, historical event. Thank you.
Well, I'll cover for myself. I actually had a doctor's appointment at 12, and then you know what happens when you make doctor's appointments at noon? Doctor showed up at 1 o'clock. So by the time I got out of there, it was almost 20 minutes to 2. So I had all the intentions in the world to go over there, but it didn't work out.
Well, hopefully the citizens will accept that.
Thank you, Clarence. All right, moving on to item 7, board business. Motion to approve the depository docket of claims paid and unpaid dated July 2nd, 2025 in the amount of $567,412.23, and approving docket 13738 is tabled from the 6/18/25 board meeting, payable to Elite Oil and Lube, name change for Bourgeois Quick Lube and Tires at the corner of Highway 90 and Ladner Street, formerly Ray's Quick Lube.
I'll move.
Ward 4
I'll
moves.
second.
Ward 2 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Item B, motion to approve the operating utilities docket of claims paid and unpaid dated July 2nd, 2025, in the amount of $80,762.17.
I'll move.
Second.
Ward 1 moves. Ward 2 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Item C, motion to approve the following related to the Old Spanish Trail paving project and authorize the mayor to sign where required. Pay application number 3 in the amount of $10,173.24. Consent of surety to final payment, and contractor's affidavit of payment of debts and claims and waiver of liens.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Ward 3 moves. Ward 4 seconds. Any discussion?
Yeah, there's one thing I wanna say. When I asked for this project before we did our last budget, the one thing that I asked is that they do it right and do it right the first time. And I think everybody up here can testify that that is not right, that that project is not right. Now, I realize that we've got to pay it because the engineering firm that we approved to take care of this has signed off on it, and it's no longer up to the contractor, but we've got another terrible road, just, only one side of it, just like the section between Coleman Avenue and Nicholson Avenue. It's gonna be another roller coaster. It's not as bad right now as it's going to be, but it's terribly disappointing, and if we have any recourse whatsoever, I think we need to pursue it.
Well, we,
My 2 cents.
that's all right. Okay. All right, thank you, Ms. Gamble. Did we vote this?
No, not yet.
All right. All right, let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes.
Ward 2,
Yes.
Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Item D, motion to approve and authorize mayor's signature on change order number 1 with Moran Hauling related to the sewer extension at Highway 90 project. That's for the lift station by the hotel.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Ward 4 moves. Ward 1 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Item E, motion to approve and authorize mayor's signature on SMPDD Southern Mississippi Planning and Development District Senior Community Service Program, fiscal year 2024-25 Annual Host Agency Agreement number 1. These SMPDD individuals are over 55 years of age, and there's no cost to the city.
I'll move.
Second.
Ward 3 moves. Ward 1 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go
Yes,
ahead and
yes,
vote.
Mayor, could I ask,
I'm sorry.
where would we be utilizing,
We
these?
don't know,
We
it's
don't know.
as little, jobs come up.
Right,
we'll call.
okay.
We don't have anything right now, but this, in the future, this allows us to
If we-
take
okay.
somebody on if we, yeah. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Planning and zoning, motion to accept the minutes of the Planning and Zoning Commission's meeting dated May 20th, 2025, and June 16th, 2025, and approved by the Planning and Zoning at the meetings of 6/16/25 and 6/24/25 respectively.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Ward 3 moves. Ward 4 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Item 2, the Planning and Zoning Commission considered a preliminary and final plat submitted by Wild LLC, managed by Connie Latham. The applicant would like to subdivide one parcel into 4 lots. The property is located at 488, 592, 594, and 596 Hogan Street. The motion was approved as it was recommended as approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
I'll move.
Ward 2 moves.
I'll second.
Ward 3 seconds. Any discussion? Let's Let's go ahead and vote. Ward one,
Yes.
two,
Yes.
three,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. The Planning and Zoning Commission considered application for variance to the zoning ordinance submitted by George D. Coatney Jr. The applicant is requesting a 3.5-foot height variance for a fence. They wish to construct a 6-foot tall fence on the south side of their property. The property is located at 310 St. Joseph Street. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval.
Move.
Ward 2 moves.
I'll second.
Ward 4 seconds. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and vote. 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. There's no blighted property tonight. We got a consent agenda. Item 8, motion to approve the following consent agenda items as numbered A through G.
I'll move.
Ward 4 moves.
I'll second it.
Ward 3 seconds. Any discussion? All right, let's go ahead and vote the consent agenda. Ward 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. I don't think there's any need for executive session. Anybody? All right, let's get a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Ward 1 moves.
Second.
Ward 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and vote. Ward 1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yes.
Meeting's adjourned.
I'll be there. I'll be there. That's my RSVP.
What is the date, Shane?
17th. So Wednesday or Thursday, I looked it up. It was either Wednesday or Thursday, I looked it up.
Saturday.